But Khian, are you saying that almost anyone in the world can be a fortune teller? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Psychology with Khian, where today we'll be talking about how to be a fortune teller. Well, before we get to the content, make sure to check out FnK Concept on Shopee or Lazada for cool products at reasonable prices. Well then, if you want to be a fortune teller, there are 3 steps that you have to follow in this video, and it goes like this. Step number 1. As a fortune teller, you want to be as arbitrary as possible. What that means is that you want to be unclear in your words. Don't be specific, we don't want that. Be as unclear as possible. So psychologically speaking, if you're being arbitrary, the Barnum effect is likely to happen. This means that you use arbitrary terms that could literally be applied to everyone. Like if you say you have good luck, I mean like anything could be a form of good luck, right? If I suddenly get 100 views from YouTube, well that's good luck. If I eat something good today, well that's good luck. If I see someone nice today, well that's good luck. Well, Barnum effect. Arbitrary terms that could be applied to literally anybody. So keep that in mind as you become a fortune teller. Also, if you're specific, the chances of you being wrong is high. But if you make things unclear and arbitrary, chances of you being all of a sudden correct and accurate just suddenly increases. For example, Mr. Big Master Fortune Teller, can you please tell me what will happen to me in this month? There, Mr. Gullible individual who is susceptible to my lies and cons. This month, you will have good luck. Oh my gosh, good luck. What type of good luck? Is it academic? Is it monetary? Is it romantic? Is it... Stop. I will be as arbitrary as possible. All I will say and all I can say is that you will have luck. You watch and see. Well, you see how it goes. When you're arbitrary, the chances of you being right suddenly becomes huge. But if you're specific and you say, you know, you're gonna have academic luck, the probability of you being correct suddenly decreases because academic luck is too specific. We don't want that. Step number 2. Once you have made use of the Barnum effect, where you make people believe in arbitrary terms that you just spewed out, these people who believe in fortune tellers will start to have something called self-confirmation bias. Going back to our example, once they hear that they'll have good luck because of what you spewed out, they're gonna actively notice good things that'll happen to them even more. Well, it basically means that they'll go around looking for good things that'll happen to them, and once that thing happens to them, they'll go, oh my gosh, Mr. Master Fortune Teller is so accurate because, you know, I now have good luck. Or they might even change their behavior and actions to bring about that sort of good luck. For example, a person who believes that they're gonna have romantic good luck is gonna go about looking for potential romantic partners. And once they have that romantic partner, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, Mr. Master Fortune Teller is always right. And he's so accurate, I should believe in him. So step number 2 is done that way. Once you say something out, step 1, to have the Barnum effect, people are gonna actively manifest that event that they believe will happen, so you don't gotta worry about anything. I mean, just spew something arbitrary out. Don't be specific. Step number 3, I wanna introduce to you something called heuristics. Heuristics are technically mental shortcuts that we use in our everyday lives to make decisions more quickly. So there are 2 types of thinking in our lives. The first type is where we think slowly. Well, when you think slowly, you're gonna be like, okay, which university should I apply to? You know, I'm thinking of UBC, but I don't like the weather in Vancouver. What about UFT? UFT is good, but I heard it's very, very stressful. Well, what about SFU? But SFU is... You see, when you're thinking slowly, you're thinking about a lot of aspects, but when you're thinking quick, it's gonna be like, maybe I should go to UBC because the fortune teller said so. When you're thinking fast, you're considering fewer aspects in your life, and our brain actually has a tendency to do that because thinking fast many a time is necessary in our lives. I mean, if you think about it, if you think slow for every situation in your life, you're gonna be left behind, man. Everyone's gonna be ahead of you, and that's not an ideal situation you wanna be in. No! So they're likely to attribute everything that happens in their lives to you, Mr. Master Fortune Teller. They're gonna use heuristics, fast thinking. They're not gonna consider anything else that, you know, you might be inaccurate and all that. They're gonna think that you are accurate, so don't worry about it. Just let them use their heuristics and let them think fast. And one last thing I wanna mention, it's an honorary mention. It's something called population validity. Before I get on to how it applies to fortune telling, let me just very quickly introduce what PV is, population validity. A lot of experiments in the world, psychological experiments, have a weakness in population validity, PV. And that's because every participant participant in the study volunteered to be part of the study. What this means is that every participant actually has a similarity in common, which is they would volunteer to participate in a study. Well, that could be because they have more time or they are passionate about scientific studies, but the thing is, not everyone would volunteer in a scientific study, and this means that the study might not generalize to other populations. Same thing here in fortune telling. Unless a person is forced to see a fortune teller, chances are they're gonna believe in the fortune teller anyway. So in the first place, you don't even have to worry about anything else, because if someone approaches you, considering they're not forced to, they're gonna believe in you anyway. Population validity. So it might be a weakness in terms of fortune telling as a whole, but to you as a fortune teller, it is definitely a strength. So use it to your advantage. People are gonna believe in you, so say whatever you want as long as you're not being too specific. So, you want to be a fortune teller? First, use the Barnum effect. Don't be too specific. Be as arbitrary as possible. Second, after you say something arbitrary, the person is going to be susceptible to confirmation bias, self-confirmation bias, where they actively manifest the event that they believe will happen. Third, they're gonna make use of their heuristics, mental shortcuts, which means that they're gonna endorse simple attributions to the things that happen to them. They're gonna use heuristics, they're gonna think that you are correct. Don't worry about it. Fourth, last but not least, population validity. Remember always that someone who approaches you, the fortune teller, as long as they're not forced to, they're likely to believe in you anyway. So go back to step one and be arbitrary. Don't be specific. Well then, I hope you enjoyed today's Psychology with Khian. But Khian, are you saying that almost anyone in the world can be a fortune teller? Well, so yeah, you figured that out, so you decide whether or not you want to believe in fortune tellers. Okay, that's all for today's Psychology with Khian. Be sure to check out FnK Concept on Shopee or Lazada for cool products at reasonable prices. Until next time, I'm out.